Right guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 2 on painting a pin-up portrait. Now we're going to jump straight in on this and we're going to move in onto the eyes. Now what I've mixed up is a sort of a bluey grey tone for the inside of the eye. I'm just going to drop a little bit of colour on the inside. The eye. Just drop some darker bits, go over it a little bit more where it needs to go darker. I'm going to go around the eye in that as well, around the edge. And we'll darken that off in a moment. Like that. Drop a little bit just to the side of that and just tint that side of the eye out. Same in this top corner. A bit in the bottom. A little bit in this corner here. Give that a quick blast through. So that's the first colour down, and that was the light blue, a light blue. So it's that blue that I showed you at the start, that one. Mixed a little bit down so it's like a light one like that. That's the one I've used. So it was that first paint mixed down really light. And just dropped a little bit of grey. I've got a grey mix and just sort of greyed that up a bit. Right, the next thing we're going to go in with is, let's just see what this colour's like. I think we'll go in with that. Right, we're just going to go round the eye the eyelashes are. This is like a sepia mix, bit of black, just to go in on this eye around here. Just putting these in place because this is a lighter colour. I'm just getting these in place on this. And drop a little bit of that in the corner of this eye, just there. Go around this one. Like that, we'll just drop this line in this tone above, just put that in place. Got a little one here. Just going to drop that in place. There's a little crease line at the bottom here, I'm just going to put that in place. And one here. This is a very light, as you can see, very light mix on that. So we've got them bits in. Blast that through. Give that a little clean through. Cotton bud, because we've had a couple of colours in there. Now I'm going to go in with a skin tone. I'm going to go in with this one on the 3, just going really light. Just start to drop some painting around these eyes. Just backing off, going light. Around here. I'm just going to map this area out in this tone. I'm going over where the eyebrows are. Just really light popping the paint in. Work this colour in. Going round near the chin. And where there's a highlight, I'm just going to go lighter. Put that crease in place. And this nose. Slowly working round, just very light. I'm just minimal trigger, just popping a bit of this paint in. Doesn't matter if it's going up into the hairline, I'm not worried about that. Down the side of the face here, I'll get a tone in here. Nose part. Bit around there. Keep working it round. And drop some of this down the side of the neck. Just lightly going in with the paint. Moving round, just keep building it up. Like that. Just bring that round. working it round. I'm just going to put a bit of paper just to shield that dress off there. That's quite a nice colour, that skin tone number. It's number 3 that I've got. You can just build it up like that to a real dark. I just don't want to go too dark on this. Right, I've got the dress part. Masked. So I can drop that on. Just need to cover that piece up there. Just grab a bit of application tape. That'll do. Just going to drop a bit in here. Around here. A little bit more paint. See, it's going nice and light. Bit up there. And I'm just going to drop some over this ear. Working round. I'll do around there. Back up to these eyes. A little bit more around here. Keeping it nice and light, loose, working round. Like that. Back up to the eyes. Just dropped a little bit. Of sepia in this mix, just to knock that back a bit. Just going in very lightly. Just tinting over bits, building it up. I'll hold the shield up here. Just bounce it off that a bit. Then up here, tone that in round there. Drop a little bit of this in that. Coming round. Grab a shield. And just going to keep this really loose and sort of soft. Don't stress if your colours aren't matching up perfect. Mine aren't. I'm just doing it with the colours that I've got. I'm just going with it. You know, don't beat yourself up. Tone in there. Roll a bit of that off the edge. We're getting there. I'm going to go back in with that number 3. Just give it a clean out. Little blast through. Get a little bit more down here. Drop some in on this. this up. Down here. A little bit more in here. And the shoulder. Like that. A little bit more there. Let's start to build this collar up. Bring that round a bit, a little bit more in here. A load of this colour in here. A little bit up there. A bit more now. Just warm this up a bit around here. Right, that'll do for that pass. Right, I'm going to go in with like a this sepia mix with a couple of drops of black in. And we're going to start just mapping these out. Just going to put strands in. There's no strands on the actual image. Only on this one. I'll dust a bit in first. And then we'll just go over the top. Put some strands in. Like that, and go back in on these eyes with this mix. Just fill these bits out. The eye. Like that. Work this down. That little crease in. In that side. few little eyelashes coming out. A little bit of that down here. Around that nose. Just very lightly dropping this in. Just a little tint to that. This trigger on this micron feels really stiff today. Just building it up. Do more blue in the eyes. Put more colour in. Let's go for a little bit of this. Drop a little bit of that in. Got him with like a pink now, just trying a bit over the top, see what it's like. Just dropped a teeny bit of, just warm it up with a little bit of red. See how that fares on it. Around here, just a little bit in places, round here, do a bit on there, drop a little bit on this. There, do a bit more here. We can sharpen the eyes of things back out in a minute. That. Bit around there. That's warmed it up a bit. Just them little bits. Right, we're going to go back in with that blue. I'm just going to go in and just drop a little bit more blue on these eyes. That blue's not looking bad, so we might drop a little and get the eraser and just erase out the unwanted lines. Just knock them out of the way. Like this. Do a little pass of this blue in here and see what it looks like. A little bit down the back of this arm. A little bit on the side of the neck. A little bit on the side here. And do a little bit here as well. Yeah, that'll do. A little bit of this blue on this eye. And that. Got a little tint of it here. That'll do. Just a tint. Yep. Pass a little bit of the blue in. We can play around with that colour in a bit on that. Got a little bit more there. Yeah, that'll do. Right. Going in with the... I'm just going to black these eyes out, just to make these pop a little bit more. Start to darken this out. Around here. Little strands coming up, eyelashes. Bit around here, just darken this out. Like that. Bring that down a bit. Just go in and just put some strands in with this. Darken these. Same here. Do a darker pass. That we will get the, I'm going to do a little bit more on the inner of the eyes. Poscal, and do a little bit of a, just start to work these eyes in a bit more. Some little bits, drop them in. Right, we're going to go in with grey mix. I'm just going to drop some little bits on these eyes. Just some, there's some tiny little bits coming round here. This is going to come in a lot. Dot marks around here. Needs to drop a little bit more colour in the corner of this eye. Just fade that out a bit. A little bit in that one. We'll get round it. Just working around building the colours up, you can see how we're sort of doing it. Just bouncing across the flesh tones and just working it in. We can lighten this up if we need to, this blue edge around there. A little bit of a little bit there. Sharpen. So we're sort of pause for a bit. We're getting there. It's coming together. Just sort of building the tones up. And as I say, on these bits sort of here, these blues, because they're like a white, we can just drop a bit of white in these, just brighten them up, tweak around with them. But we'll see, once we get this dark in here, this will look, probably because this looks quite dark on the screen, but once we get this hair in, this will sort of lighten up because you're going a lot darker here. And this will just sort of lighten that bit up. What we can do next is we can move on to, I want to get the lips in place. Get the lips in place in this one, and then we'll call it for this video. So I've got red. I'm just going to go straight in and just drop a bit of red in. On these lips. Just map round them. Just like that for now, and then we can just build it. Up. Right guys, we're going to pause this one here and just get the brush clean out, and we'll move on to the rest of the bits in part 3. So I hope you picked up enough and I talked through enough. I tend to just get concentrating on painting and I very rarely talk. But you can see how I sort of put this down with the tones that I used, sort of went in really light and built it up, and then sort of dropped other things, other paints in and just tinted over the top to try and get it to mirror match near enough. We've got the tones in nice. It's looking nice and bright. Finished off on the lips, and then off camera I just got the ear in. Done a few passes there and got the earring on the ear. So the next stage on this will be to drop the hair in. Now when you drop the hair in, this then will just look a little bit lighter because you've got a dark going against here. So it'll be surprising how light this piece will look. This looks quite sort of dark at the minute because you've got white round here. So we'll do the hair in the next stage, we'll put the bow in, and we might as well just finish this off in the next video and then drop the dress in at the bottom. We're going to do some highlights just on the edges of where this blue comes across and fades. There's just a few little bits of white highlight. We've got one down here. These ones around the actual shoulders, these will brighten up when we drop the background in, because we're going to do a darker sort of tone around the background, which will then pop this. This will look a lot lighter around our shoulder when we pop the darker background in. Same as around here. Same when I need the sharp white hair to go around the face. Once we drop the hair in, I can just sort of step that hair in very slightly and put like a 1 to 2 mil white line, which will be here. And then that will just sharpen that bit out on the face coming round. Do the hair, drop the bow in, and it'll be done. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video on this and sort of pick some tips up along the way. Just go in nice and light. We went in with a skin tone 3. I had a skin tone 3 and 2. So the 2 was the darker, the 3 was the lighter, a little bit lighter, and sort of went across them shades to get this, but just very lightly and just built it up and just build the layers up very light and just sort of overlay. So use your opaques, sort of like transparent I say, and just go very lightly and just tint over the top, tint over the top. And then if you need it to go really dark, you can just keep building that one tone up, lay it over, and then build it up like that. So drop your comments, tell me your thoughts. If you are new to the channel and you're liking this style of airbrush step by step, click that subscribe, press that notification, and I will see you in part 3. Thanks for watching guys. Cheers.